This is our 5th grade presentation of a play about a turkey fighting for his life on Thanksgiving. 5th grade?
Trevor Turkey takes a stand.
It's several weeks before Thanksgiving. An unusual hearing is about to take place in Halls of Commons. A bus fills the room as members of Congress enter and settle into their seats. For Trevor Turkey, this is an important day. He knows he prepares to make his case before lawmakers and the nation. He has a chance to make history. Cameras flash as he takes his seat.
Good morning. Our speaker today is Mr. Trevor Turkey from Turkeyville, USA. Sir, you may begin.
Thank you, Senator. I come to you this day to talk about Thanksgiving, or more importantly, about the plight of turkeys on that great national holiday. For most citizens, Thanksgiving is a time for celebration. For me and my fellow turkeys, many of whom become the main course on the dinner tables across this country. This is sad thing to you.
Mr. Turkey, are you proposing that we abolish Thanksgiving?
Sounds of shock this man filled the room.
No, ma'am, no. I'm asking for a change in the celebration. I'm here to propose a new law that will abolish turkeys as the main course for Thanksgiving dinner.
The gasps of shock and whispers of dismay grew louder.
Mr. Turkey, we sympathize your concerns, but why should we change your tradition that began with the Pilgrims? What food would you suggest for a Thanksgiving meal, sir? Hot dogs? Perhaps we should turn Thanksgiving into a barbecue?
The sounds of giggles filled the air.
Order!
The Pilgrims take a variety of foods on the first Thanksgiving. Corn, fish, and squash. For example, all are delicious as well as nutritious. This, in fact, would make a fine main course for Thanksgiving.
Sir, your proposal could affect other Thanksgiving traditions. For example, what about the stuffing? Where would we cook the stuffing?
You can cook stuffing in a pan or baking dish. In fact, many recipes today encourage cooking stuffing separately.
What about gravy? How could we make gravy?
Many of today's gravy recipes taste just as good as homemade, Senator.
What about leftovers? No turkey sandwiches or turkey soup?
Great sandwiches, soups, and salads can be made from leftover fish and vegetables too. In fact, you'll find a number of delicious turkey-free recipes on my website, talkingnoteatingturkey.com.
Well, Mr. Turkey, you certainly have thought this through. We'll consider your proposal and let you know when we make a decision.
Thank you, Senators.
Two reporters catch up with Trevor as he leaves the hearing room. Trevor, what are your thoughts about the hearing?
I presented my case. I can only hope for the best.
Do you think your proposal will become law?
That's up to Congress.
Were you nervous? Did you gobble a lot? Did you miss your family? What made you come up with this crazy idea?
Excuse me. I have a plane to catch.
Trevor pushes through the crowd outside the building. Some spectators shout their opinions about his proposal.
Save our turkey! Keep our Thanksgiving traditions!
During the next few days, Trevor appears on talk shows and speaks about his proposal at rallies and protests. At the end of the week, he returns home to his wife Tanya and son Teddy.
Dad's back! We saw you on the television. We're so proud of you.
Welcome home, dear. How was your trip?
I think it went well. The senators plan to vote my proposal in 2 more days. Won't know then if my trip was a success.
2 days pass. Trevor and his fellow turkeys wait nervously for the result of the congressional vote. When the news finally arrives, Turkeyville's television stations interrupt their regular programs.
We have breaking news. Congress has passed by a single vote a law to abolish turkeys as the main course at Thanksgiving dinner. Fish is now the official food for that holiday meal.
Trevor and his family jump for joy across Turkeyville. Turkeys rejoice when they hear the news. Trevor is their hero. It's 1 week before Thanksgiving, and members of Congress are back in the hearing room to hear an emergency proposal.
Ma'am, please tell us your full name and why you're here.
Thank you, Senator. My name is Sonia Sand, and I'm here to talk about Thanksgiving, or more importantly, about the plight of fish on this great national holiday.
Oh, brother.
Is there a second time?
Yes.
This is our 5th grade presentation about the journey over on the Mayflower.
The Mayflower Compact.
It is a moonless night in the fall of 1608 on a lonely English shoreline on the North Sea. Dozens of separatist families stand on the dock. Jonathan, put these tools in my bag. Be careful, John, they're heavy. The Brewsters and other families are waiting for a ship that'll take them to Amsterdam, the largest city in Holland. It's so dark, I'm scared. The ship will be here soon. A thick fog covers the sea.
I think I see a light.
At last, the ship is here!
Quiet, Patience. If the king hears us, we'll all be hanged.
Is that true, Mother? Jonathan has a big imagination, but we must be careful. If any of the men are caught, King James will have them in prison. All aboard! English soldiers approach on horseback. The king has sent them to stop the separatists from escaping. Jonathan, give me my musket. Mrs. Brewster turns to her husband. The soldiers have found us. We seem to all be killed. The separatists call themselves saints. In their eyes, they're God's chosen people. Be strong, Mary. The ship is here. Let's anchor, men. We're off. Wind fills the sails and the ship leaves the dock. The Brewsters are safely on board. Now the king's men can't hurt us anymore. Soon we'll be free to practice our own religion, and it's pure and simple as we like. All men are free and tolerant. A cold wind blows across the deck and rain begins to fall. After a stormy voyage, the ship arrives in Amsterdam.
The canals are so pretty, and I love the clatter of wooden shoes.
But because of a conflict with other English settlers, the separatists decided to move to Leiden, a small town in Holland.
Look at all these windmills.
The most important thing is that we can worship God in peace.
Yes, Father, and I've made new Dutch friends. We can even speak Dutch.
That means good morning.
Mr. and Mrs. Brewster look at each other. Later, they talk quietly.
If we stay in Holland, our children will forget the English language and all of our customs.
Yes, and it is difficult to make a living. Most of the separatist families grew up on farms, but in Leiden, they must work in the cloth mills. A dozen years pass. The separatist group now numbers almost 600. William Bradford is on his way over. Bradford, a young man, has become a leader of the group. I hear him at the door.
Welcome, Mr. Bradford. Good evening, sir. We have important business to discuss. As you know, life here is difficult. Some of us think it is best to leave Leiden.
Where can we go?
Let's try our luck in the New World.
The separatists negotiate with businessmen in London for financial support for their journey. I can't provide for my family. It's time to move on. I agree. There's no life for our children. Do we have a deal or not? Please give us a chance at a new life. Please, yes, please. We deserve better. Patience and Jonathan, now grown up, decide to stay back in Holland. The separatists need a large ship and enough supplies to make the long voyage.
I'll give you ship and supplies under one condition. For the first 7 years, you must send me everything you earn.
7 years, we'll have nothing to show for our work.
Forget it! We're staying here!
Most separatists decide not to make the journey.
Why should I finance a trip if so few of you are going? I'll find others to accompany me.
We saints can't travel with strangers. What if they're bad people?
You heard my condition. Either you travel with the others, or you stay here.
Like the saints, most of the people called strangers are seeking a better life in the new world.
After many delays, the Pilgrims depart on their ship, the Mayflower, from Plymouth, England in September 1620. The group plans to settle in English territory controlled by the Virginia Company.
God bless this journey.
Only 37 saints from Leiden community are aboard. Of the more than 100 passengers, about 30 are children. Below deck.
It stinks in here.
You stink, Francis. Mice scurry at their feet.
I'm gonna puke.
Don't puke on me. Storms rock the Mayflower. And many passengers get seasick.
This lousy biscuit chip my tooth is as hard as a rock. Stop your complaining. My biscuit is filled with bugs.
The strangers and the saints try to get along, but tensions run high during the 65-day voyage.
We're almost there. Soon we can abandon these so-called saints.
Watch what you say. We must work together in the new world.
During the journey, the Mayflower is blown off course. In November, the weary passengers find themselves off the coast of Cape Cod.
Winter is approaching, and we're almost out of food. Why don't we stay here?
All right, but we better start from laws. Don't forget, we're on our own here. Who knows how much we can trust these strangers?
The leaders of both groups come to an agreement.
In the presence of God and one another, we combine ourselves together in a civil body politic for our better ordering and preservation.
41 men signed the Mayflower Compact. They elect Carter as their first governor.
We're